The average Social Security check in America right now is about $2,100 a month. But the actual cost of living as a retiree in 2026, your groceries, your medications, your housing, is rising at nearly double the rate that Social Security is going up. That gap, that difference between what's coming in and what things actually cost, is quietly getting wider every single year. And most seniors have no idea it's happening to them until it's too late to do anything about it. If you're new here, this channel is all about helping you understand the retirement system clearly, so you can make the best decisions for yourself and your family. Now, in today's video, I'm going to walk you through 3 specific numbers that are quietly making retirement harder in 2026. And I want to warn you, one of these numbers is the one that surprises almost every person I share it with. You'll know it the moment we get there, so stay with me, because that one could actually change how you think about your retirement plan. Let's get into it. Why this is happening right now. So let me give you a quick picture of what's actually going on. Most people assume that Social Security was designed to fully cover your retirement expenses. But it was never designed to do that. Social Security was designed to replace about 40% of your pre-retirement income. That means it was always meant to be one piece of the puzzle, not the whole picture. Now, here's the problem. Over time, the other pieces of that puzzle, personal savings, pensions, investment income, those have gotten harder to build for a lot of American families. And at the same time, the cost of actually being retired, especially healthcare, has gone up significantly faster than most people planned for. So you have this situation where the foundation, Social Security, is not growing fast enough, and the costs on the other side keep climbing. That's the math that's getting worse. And today, I want to show you exactly where that gap shows up, with real numbers, so you can see it clearly. The healthcare cost curve, what nobody planned for. Okay, number 1, and this one is where I see retirement plans get into real trouble. Healthcare costs. Now, I know you've heard this before. Healthcare is expensive in retirement. Everyone says that. But I don't think most people understand how dramatically the numbers actually change as you get older. Here's what I mean. Fidelity, one of the largest retirement research organizations in the country, estimates that the average 65-year-old couple retiring today will spend $315,000 on healthcare costs over the course of their retirement. That's not their mortgage. That's not their food. That is specifically for healthcare. Medicare premiums, supplements, copays, out-of-pocket costs, dental, vision, $315,000. Now, let me bring that down to something monthly, because that's how most of us think about money. Take Robert. He's 66, recently retired, living in Ohio. He's on Medicare. He chose Medicare Advantage because the premium looked affordable. In his first year of retirement, his healthcare costs, premium plus out-of-pocket, ran about $4,800 for the year. By the time Robert is 75, if costs continue at their historical rate, that same healthcare spending could be $8,000 to $10,000 a year. That's a cost that more than doubles over 10 years. But his Social Security, even with COLA, might go up by 25 to 30% in that same time. Do you see the problem? The cost is growing fast, the income is growing slowly, and the gap gets wider every single year. This is why I say the retirement math is getting worse, not because Social Security is disappearing, but because the math on the cost side keeps getting harder to keep up with. Okay, number 2, and I told you at the beginning one of these would surprise you. This is the one I meant. It's something called the Social Security tax torpedo. Now, most people assume that when they retire and their income goes down, their taxes go way down too. And in many cases, that's true. But here's what almost nobody realizes until it's happening to them. Up to 85% of your Social Security benefit can be taxable, depending on your total income. And total income, in the IRS's eyes, includes things that might surprise you. Your required minimum distributions from your 401k, interest from savings, even certain investment gains. So, what happens for a lot of retirees is this: they start taking money out of their retirement accounts, which they have to do once they hit 73 because of something called required minimum distributions. And that withdrawal pushes their total income up, and suddenly more of their Social Security becomes taxable. Let me show you what this looks like in real life. Meet Dorothy. She's 74, living in Florida. Her Social Security is $2,200 a month. She also has a 401k that she's been required to take distributions from, about $18,000 a year. Because of those distributions, a large portion of her Social Security benefit, money she paid into for decades, is now subject to federal income tax. She didn't plan for that. Her retirement projections didn't fully account for it. And now she's paying more in taxes than she expected, right when her health care costs are also going up. This is not Dorothy's fault. This is a complexity built into the tax code that most people simply are not warned about in advance. And it's one of the biggest reasons the retirement math feels harder than it should. Okay. Last number, and this one you've probably heard about, even if you don't fully understand it. It's the COLA, the cost of living adjustment. Every year, Social Security gives you a raise based on something called the Consumer Price Index. And for 2026, that raise was 2.5%. Now, on the surface, that sounds okay. Your check went up. But here's what they don't tell you clearly enough. The Consumer Price Index, the number the government uses to calculate your raise, measures inflation across the entire economy. It includes things like airline tickets, used cars, and clothing. But retirees don't buy a lot of airline tickets and used cars. What retirees spend money on: healthcare, prescription drugs, housing, groceries. Those categories have been inflating at roughly 4.5% to 5% per year. So your Social Security went up 2.5%, but the things you actually buy went up nearly double that. Let me make that real with a simple example. Let's say your name's Margaret. You're 68 years old. Your Social Security check is $1,900 a month, which is pretty close to the national average. In 2026, your COLA raise added about $47 to your monthly check. But your Medicare Part B premium, just that one cost, also went up this year. And your grocery bill is higher. And your prescription copays went up. The $47 you gained? By most estimates, it covered maybe half of what your actual costs went up by. So your check went up, but your purchasing power went down. That's not an opinion. That's what the data shows year after year. 3 things you can do right now. Okay, so we've looked at the 3 numbers: the healthcare cost curve, the Social Security tax torpedo, and the COLA gap. Now, I don't want to leave you with just the problem, because there are real, practical things you can do about each of these. Fix number 1. Review your Medicare plan every single year. I want to be very clear about this one. Medicare open enrollment happens every year, October 15th to December 7th, and a lot of people just roll over their existing plan without looking at alternatives. That's a mistake that can cost thousands of dollars. Your health needs change, the plan costs change, the coverage changes. Spending 1 hour comparing your options during open enrollment can save you significant money every year. Fix number 2. Look into your RMD tax situation before it happens. If you're under 73 and you have money in a traditional 401k or IRA, now is the time to think about whether a Roth conversion strategy might make sense for your situation. I want to be clear, I'm not telling you what to do because everyone's situation is different, but I am telling you that this is worth having a conversation with a qualified tax professional about, specifically someone who understands retirement income before your RMDs kick in, because the window to act is before age 73. After that, you have fewer options. Fix number 3, understand your real inflation, not the official number. Take 20 minutes and write down what you actually spend money on every month: groceries, prescriptions, insurance, utilities. Then look at how those specific costs have changed in the last 2 years. Not what the government says inflation is, but your personal inflation rate. For most seniors, that number is higher than 2.5%, and knowing your real number helps you plan your withdrawals more accurately. Look, the retirement math is getting harder. That part is true, and I'm not going to pretend otherwise. But here's what I want you to take away from today. You have more control over this than you think. Reviewing your Medicare coverage every year, that's something you can do. Getting ahead of the RMD tax situation before it hits, that's something you can prepare for. Understanding that COLA doesn't fully keep up with your real costs, that's something you can plan around. None of these fixes require you to be a financial expert. They just require you to know what to look for. And that's exactly what this channel is here for. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these three numbers surprised you the most? Was it the healthcare cost curve, the Social Security tax torpedo, or the COLA gap? Drop it in the comments below. I read every single one, and it actually helps me know what to cover next. If this video was helpful, please hit the like button. It genuinely helps more people find this content who need it. And if you're not subscribed yet, hit subscribe. I put out new retirement education videos every week, all focused on helping you understand this system clearly. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.